Have you ever asked yourself, who am I? Where do I stand in this life? Perhaps you feel you have not achieved what you desire, or maybe you feel trapped in old habits, unable to change. But do not worry too soon, because life is not a race, it is a journey, and you are the one who decides the path you will take. Today, I want you to take a moment to reflect on this. Are you an ordinary person or a successful one? This is not an easy question to answer, and I am not asking you to provide an immediate response, but I want you to look at yourself. Examine how you live each day and ask, what are my habits? What am I doing to build the future I desire? Remember, no one is born successful, and no one is born ordinary. Success is the result of the decisions, actions, and habits you practice every day. Therefore, a successful person is not the most talented, but the one who knows how to maintain the right habits and persistently pursue their goals. You see, successful people are not those with extraordinary talents, but those who can stay focused on their goals, overcome challenges, and never stop learning. They are individuals with a strong mindset who never give up and do not let life's difficulties deter them. We may not control everything in life, but we can control how we think and act. And this is precisely the difference between an ordinary person and a successful one. So, are you ready to change your mindset and actions to become a successful person? Let us explore the differences between ordinary and successful individuals and learn how to transform your life. Starting today, you are what you think. This is one of the greatest truths in life. If you look at your life now and are not satisfied with the results, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking? We often believe that what we have, from finances to career success, comes from external factors like luck, circumstances, or special opportunities. But the truth is, it all begins with your mindset. The way you think about the world, about yourself, and about life's challenges determines who you will become. Let me explain clearly. If you think you are an ordinary person, you cannot become successful. But if you believe you can change, grow, and achieve great things, everything will be different. Your mindset is the foundation of it all. We will analyze the differences between the mindset of an ordinary person and that of a successful one, so you can reflect on yourself and make the right changes. E, the mindset of ordinary people. Dependence on circumstances. Ordinary people always blame their circumstances or environment. I do not have enough money to start. I am not lucky enough to succeed. The world is unfair to me. They believe success only comes to a select few who are favored by circumstances. They wait for perfect conditions to begin, and as a result, they miss opportunities right in front of them. We cannot control circumstances, but we can control how we respond to them. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait forever. Successful people understand that life is never perfect. They create opportunities for themselves regardless of the circumstances, lack of goals, and long-term vision. One of the defining traits of ordinary people is their lack of clear goals. Life just passes by. I will see how things go. They do not know what they want in the future, so they live like a boat drifting without a rudder. Goals are the guiding light in your life, showing you where to go and what to do. Without goals, you wander aimlessly through each day without a destination. Think about it. If you do not have clear goals, how can you achieve success? Goals are the first step towards success, but ordinary people lack them. Content with mediocrity. Ordinary people often feel comfortable with their current level. I have enough to eat, enough to wear. Life is pretty good. They are satisfied with stability and lack the motivation to change or grow. But remember, no one becomes great by being content with stability. Success does not come from holding on to what you have, but from expanding your abilities, learning, and never stopping, giving up easily when facing difficulties. When faced with failure, ordinary people give up easily. This is not meant for me. I am not talented enough. They abandon their efforts when obstacles arise, instead of seeing them as opportunities to learn and grow. Failure is not the end. It is a crucial part of the journey, a lesson that helps you reach success. Ordinary people fear failure, and that fear prevents them from going far. But successful people do not fear failure. They embrace it, learn from it, and move forward stronger. The mindset of successful people, taking responsibility and owning their lives. Successful people understand that they are the only ones who can change their lives. I do not wait for opportunities. I create them. They do not blame circumstances or others. Instead, they take charge of their lives, knowing that everything starts with their decisions and actions. Life is a reflection of the choices you make each day. Asterisk, I it. And clear vision. Successful people have clear goals, a long-term vision, and know exactly what they want. They do not let life pass by meaninglessly each day. They wake up with a purpose, by a specific goal in mind, and do everything to achieve it. Without goals, there is no success. They constantly ask themselves, what do I need to do today to get closer to my goal? And they act refusing mediocrity. Successful people never settle for mediocrity. They always seek ways to improve themselves and pursue greater opportunities. I do not want to live like everyone else. I want to be different. They are not content with stability. They have big dreams and tirelessly work to make them a reality. Mediocrity holds you back. But being different creates success, persistence, and never giving up. You will undoubtedly face failure on the path to success. But successful people never give up. They learn from failure and keep going. They know that persistence is the most critical factor in achieving success. No matter how tough the road, they keep moving forward, step by step, without giving up. So, who do you want to be? Do you want to live the life of an ordinary person or a successful one? If you want to change your life, start by changing your mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of all change in your life. Remember, success does not come from what you have, but from who you become. Start today. Change how you think. Change how you act. And you will change your life. You may not realize it immediately, but success truly comes from daily habits. What you do each day, whether small or significant, profoundly impacts your life. You may not see results right away, but good habits gradually build the foundation for a successful life, while bad habits drag you backward. Imagine your life as a boat on its way to the harbor of success. If you do not steer that boat, it will drift with the current to places you cannot control. But if you take the helm, choose your direction, and keep the boat on course, you will reach the harbor you desire. Habits of ordinary people, doing only what is necessary. Ordinary people do just enough, never striving for excellence. They do not invest time or energy in important things. They only do what is required to meet the minimum. They lack deep commitment in their work or personal life, procrastination, and lack of commitment. Ordinary people frequently procrastinate. They always find reasons to delay important tasks. They feel they will do it later, tomorrow, or at a more perfect time. But the truth is, tomorrow never comes, and they remain stuck in a cycle of procrastination. Not building good habits. Habits significantly determine the results you achieve in life. Ordinary people do not build good habits. They live based on emotions without a clear plan. They do not dedicate time to learning or self-improvement. If you do not change your bad habits, your life will never change. Content with mediocrity, without good habits, you will never achieve anything extraordinary. Ordinary people are satisfied with mediocrity and do not seek to improve themselves. Without effort or ambition, they settle for just getting by. Just enough to be content are habits of successful people. Discipline and commitment. Successful people have strong discipline and commit to doing what is necessary every day. They know that success does not come from one grand action, but from small actions done daily. Without discipline, you will never achieve anything significant. Small habits: reading a book each day, planning every morning, exercising, all create a substantial difference in your life. Investing time and effort in important things. Successful people do not just do enough to get by. They invest time in what matters, what moves them forward. They do not procrastinate. They act today. They know each day is an opportunity to grow, to do something valuable for themselves and their future. The habits they build are not always easy, but they are worthwhile and help them grow. Building habits for self-development. Successful people always cultivate habits of learning. They dedicate time each day to learn something new, improve skills, and expand knowledge. If you want to succeed, you must keep learning and investing in yourself. Formal education makes you a living. Self-education makes you a fortune. You cannot rely solely on what you learned in school. You must learn every day, never giving up. Persistence and resilience. Successful people do not give up. They understand that failure is part of the journey, and nothing can stop them from continuing. They persistently pursue their goals despite difficulties and challenges. Every stumble is an opportunity to learn and grow. They do not let obstacles make them quit, but use them as lessons to go further. Sand. Building successful habits. So, how can you start building successful habits in your life? Here are some steps you can take today. Step 1, define clear goals. Do not let life pass by without knowing what you want. Set clear, specific goals for yourself. Remember, goals are not the destination, but the path leading you to growth and success. Step 2, commit to daily action. Successful habits are not grand actions done once. They are small things you do every day. Commit to doing them consistently. Read 1 page a day. Exercise every morning. Take time to reflect on what you have done. Step 3, focus on what matters. Do not let trivial tasks fill your day. Focus on what is important and valuable. Learn to say no to things that do not help you progress and say yes to those that help you grow. Step 4, be patient and persistent. You will not see changes immediately, but significant change comes from patience and persistence. Do not give up, no matter how tough it feels. Small, consistent steps each day will lead you to where you want to be. So, are you ready to build successful habits? Every day is an opportunity to change, to become the best version of yourself. Start today. Change your habits, and you will see your life transform. You may have a great plan, clear goals, and successful habits, but one thing is certain: you will face failure. Failure is an inevitable part of any journey to success. But what matters is not that you fail, but how you deal with it. Imagine a winner who never fails. Do you think they would grow? Could they overcome challenges and learn from their failures? No. It is through challenges and failures that you learn the most important lessons to move further in life. Failure is part of the learning and growth process. E, how ordinary people deal with failure. Avoiding failure. Ordinary people fear failure. They see a challenging path and immediately turn back, choosing an easier route. Why should I do this when I can take an easier path? They are so afraid of failure that they avoid facing life's challenges. They do not dare to try or take risks because they think failure will cost them what they have. But fearing failure is one of the main reasons people never progress. Failure is not the end. It is a critical stepping stone to learning, growing, and getting closer to success. Blaming circumstances. When they fail, ordinary people quickly find excuses. The market was bad. I did not have enough resources. Only a few can succeed. Instead of taking responsibility, they blame circumstances and never reflect on themselves. If you want to succeed, you must accept that you are the only one who can change things. Do not blame. Take responsibility and learn from every failure. Giving up too soon. When faced with failure, ordinary people often give up quickly. I tried already. Nothing changed. I am probably not the right person. They cannot endure prolonged failure. But you need to understand that failure is not the end. They give up just before reaching their goal, which is why they never achieve what they want. How successful people deal with failure. Learning from failure. Successful people understand that failure is an essential part of their journey. They do not give up when they fail. They learn from it and improve. Failure is not the end, but an opportunity to learn, try again, and do better. They always ask, what went wrong? How can I do better? They do not let failure drag them down, but use it to propel them forward stronger. Persistence and never giving up. Remember this, in life, there are only two choices: keep going or give up. Successful people remain persistent when facing challenges. They never give up, no matter how many times they stumble. The most important thing when you fail is not to let it defeat you. You are not a failure because you fall. You are a failure only if you refuse to get up and keep fighting. Failure is a valuable lesson. Successful people know that failure is life's greatest lesson. When you stumble, you learn something you would never learn if everything went smoothly. Failure is an opportunity to renew yourself, reflect, and improve. Failure is not the enemy, but the teacher. Successful people use every failure to become stronger and wiser. How to face failure strongly. Accept failure as part of life. Failure will come. But if you see it as an inevitable part of the journey, you will never feel overwhelmed. Learn to face failure and view it positively. Do not let it make you give up. Let it make you stronger and more confident. Set long-term goals and be patient. When you have clear goals, overcoming failure becomes easier. Goals are the motivation that keeps you going despite setbacks. Success does not come overnight, but every failure you face is a step closer to your goal. Keep moving forward. Every day, every action you take, big or small, brings you closer to success. Do not hesitate. Do not stand still. If you want to succeed, you must persist and keep moving forward. So, what will you do when failure knocks? You will stand up, learn from it, and keep fighting. Because only persistence and refusing to give up will lead you to success. Do not let failure define you. Let it make you stronger, wiser, and more determined. Success is not a destination, but a journey. And you will never reach it if you do not get up each time you fall. Failure is a teacher. And if you learn its lessons, you will never truly fail. One of the most important principles I have learned in my journey, and I want you to remember today, is that discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. If you have a big goal but lack the discipline to act, you will never achieve what you want. But with discipline, no matter how big the goal, you will see yourself moving closer to it. Think about this. There is a reason successful people have strong discipline. They know discipline is not just about following rules, but about creating positive habits, acting persistently, and never giving up. Discipline is what makes you do what you need to do, even when you do not feel like it. E, discipline of ordinary people. Lack of commitment and laziness. Ordinary people lack discipline. They work when they feel inspired and give up when it gets tough. I will work when I feel inspired. But you know what? Inspiration is not something you can rely on every day. If you only work when you feel inspired, you will only do a fraction of the work. And naturally, you will never achieve success. Success comes from consistent commitment, from doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. No investment in themselves. Ordinary people never dedicate time to self-improvement. They do not read books, learn, or develop skills. They live the easiest way without stepping out of their comfort zone. If you lack the discipline to grow daily, how can you expect change and success? Success comes from continuously learning and growing, feeling satisfied with mediocrity. Ordinary people are easily content with stability and do not strive to rise higher. They think good enough is enough. They do not seek to improve or set bigger goals. But remember, if you are satisfied with stability, you will never go far. True success only comes when you let go of contentment with the status quo and desire something greater. R, discipline of successful people. Strong commitment and persistence. Successful people know that discipline is not a one-time effort, but a commitment to doing what is necessary every day. They do not wait for inspiration or rely on satisfaction. They act every day. Whether it is something small like waking up early, planning the day, or reading to gain knowledge. Commitment is staying steady through all difficulties. Successful people do not waver when circumstances change. They stay focused on their goals and work persistently to achieve them. Continuous investment in themselves. Successful people do not just work hard, they invest in themselves daily. They learn, read books, take courses, and connect with other successful people. They know that to achieve what they want, they must become someone worthy of it. And this cannot happen without the discipline to grow daily. If you want to succeed, you must invest in yourself first, facing challenges and never giving up. Successful people do not give up easily when facing difficulties. They persist through challenges and do not let failure deter them. They understand that challenges are part of the process. Every failure is a valuable lesson to move forward stronger. Discipline is not a one-time act, but the ability to get up and act even when things do not go as planned. San, how to build discipline in your life? Make a plan and commit to it. To have discipline, you need a plan. Every day should have clear goals, not just big ones, but also small, achievable ones. Start with small tasks. Do them consistently every day. When you achieve these small goals, you will feel empowered to tackle bigger ones. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation is hard to control, but discipline allows you to work even without motivation. Act regardless of how you feel. Discipline is doing what you must, not just what you want. If you only work when motivated, you will never complete significant tasks. Build and maintain good habits. Habits are the core of discipline. If you want discipline, build good habits and maintain them consistently. A small habit done regularly will yield big results. Never give up halfway. When you start a good habit, to commit to it daily, and you will see changes in your life. Remember this, success is not a destination, but a process. Throughout that process, discipline is the key factor that keeps you on track. With discipline, you will never lose your way. You will stay on course, even when facing difficulties. Start building discipline today, and you will see yourself moving closer to success each day. Are you ready to act with discipline? Start with small steps, and with each step, You will become more persistent, stronger, and worthy of what you desire. There is a saying I love, and I want you to remember now, action creates results, not just thoughts or dreams. You may have a great plan or big goals, but without action, you will achieve nothing. Success is not something you can dream into existence. It is something you must act to achieve. This is what many people fail to understand. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is the ability to act despite fear, fatigue, or challenges. They do not wait for everything to be perfect or for conditions to be favorable. They act now, and that is why they succeed. Ordinary people wait for motivation, excuses for not acting. Ordinary people always find reasons not to act. They think they will start when things are more perfect, when they have enough money, time, or health. I will start when I feel ready, or I will start when conditions are better. But here's the truth. Conditions will never be perfect. And if you always wait to be ready, you will never begin. Ordinary people always have excuses to procrastinate, waiting for motivation, but motivation does not come naturally. In fact, motivation is the result of action. You must act first, and motivation will follow. Action creates energy, passivity, and procrastination. Instead of acting, ordinary people wait and procrastinate. They think that one day things will change, and they will start from a perfect point. But the truth is, that day will never come. Success is the result of the actions you take every day, not something you hope will happen in the future. Successful people act immediately, acting without motivation. Successful people do not wait for motivation. They understand that action creates motivation. They know success is not something you find, but something you create. They start acting even when tired, uninspired, or without external encouragement. They act because they know action is the most critical factor in any success. When you act immediately, you start to see progress. Action is the key to unlocking the door to change. Successful people do not wait for opportunities. They create them by acting, working, and persisting every day, not waiting for perfection. Successful people never wait for everything to be perfect before starting. They understand that action creates perfect conditions. You do not need all the answers from the start, but you must start acting to find them. A successful person knows that if you wait for everything to be perfectly prepared, you will never begin. How to motivate yourself and act daily. Set a clear goal and start immediately. To act, you need a clear goal. Your goal must be strong enough to drive you every day. When you have a goal, you have a reason to act. Each day, start with a small task toward your goal, even if it seems insignificant. If you do it consistently, you will see big results. Build a habit of daily action. Habits are critical to maintaining motivation. If you do not act daily, you will lose motivation and persistence. Create a small daily action habit. A habit is the first step to building lasting success. Never overlook this habit. Be courageous and confident to move forward. One factor that helps you act is the courage to face uncertainty. You can never be sure how things will turn out, but what matters is that you keep moving forward despite fear or worry. Successful people do not let fear or uncertainty stop them. They know that action is the strength that brings them closer to their goals. Patience and consistency in action. Patience with the process. Success does not come overnight. It is a process that requires patience. When you start acting, be patient with the process. Do not expect immediate results. Every step you take today will create significant results in the near future. Successful people understand that they must maintain consistent action over time to achieve great success. Creating motivation from action. Remember, motivation is not something you have, but something you create through your actions. Each time you act, when you not only move closer to your goal, but also build motivation to keep working. When you act, you feel satisfaction and motivation, which fuels you for the next steps. So, are you ready to act today? Are you ready to let go of procrastination and start acting regardless of how you feel? Do not wait for everything to be perfect or for inspiration. Start acting now. Create your own motivation and act every day to get closer to your goals. Success begins with action, and action begins with you. Do not wait. Do not procrastinate. Do not make excuses. Act now, and you will see changes in your life. We have discussed many things in this journey, from mindset to daily habits to failure in action. They all share one thing in common. They all come from you. You are the only one who can change your life. No one else can do it for you. You cannot wait for others to change your circumstances or for perfect conditions to start. Change begins with you. Remember, success is not a destination, but a process. A process you must undertake every day with small, persistent steps. Every step you take, every action you perform is part of the journey. You decide your path. When you look back at your life, you will see that the decisions you made shaped who you are today. You are the result of the habits, thoughts, and actions you took in the past, and you will also be the result of the actions you take in the future. This means you have control over your life. You can change anything in your life as long as you are determined to act and not give up. If you want a better life, you must change your mindset, change your habits, and most importantly, act. No change without action. I want you to remember one thing. Change does not come from dreaming or hoping. Change comes from action. Start now, today, with small but consistent actions. Do not wait until you feel perfect. Do not wait for favorable conditions. Act today, and you will see changes in your life. Every step you take today brings you closer to your goal. Do not let difficulties or failures stop you. See failure as a valuable lesson and never give up. Stand up, keep moving, and remember that every action has value. Every step brings you closer to success. Take control of your life. Life is not always easy, but we can take control of it by continuing to act, learn, and grow. We can take control by not letting circumstances, others, or failures stop us. Take control of your life today. Never let anyone or anything stop you from achieving your goals. You can create the life you want, and it all starts with small, consistent actions every day. Do not forget your goals. Goals are the guiding light on your journey. There will be times when you feel tired, but remember your goals. Recall why you started, and do not give up. Start anew each day. Adjust your plan if needed, but always keep your goals in sight. Goals are not a destination, but a journey that helps you grow, learn, and become the person you want to be. Let your goals be the motivation to keep going. Start acting today. We cannot change the past, but we can change the future with our actions today. You have the power to control your life from now on. You can create a brighter, fuller, and more successful future. So, do not wait any longer. Start acting today with small but powerful steps. Change your mindset, change your habits, and most importantly, act. Your life is waiting for you. Start creating the life you desire now. And you will see that everything you need will come to you when you persist and act. What is holding you back? Think about it and start acting. Change begins with you.